Well, Greece has always had a knack for doing things on its own way. While it officially tags along with EU and NATO policies, when it comes to energy and Russia, let's just say Athens likes to keep its options open. The latest chapter in this quiet drama, the oil tanker Vilamoura. Well, it was cruising near Libya with a fat load of 1 million barrels of oil when it suddenly blew up. Massive explosion, engine room flooded, chaos on board. But thankfully, no casualties or oil spill. And now it is heading to a Greek port for a damage assessment. Suspicious? Well, you bet. Now here's the fun part. Greece is already being whispered about in corridors for letting dodgy Russian oil sneak in. And now this blown up vessel, which had recently stopped by Russian ports, just happens to end up in Greece. Coincidence? Well, sounds like a little too neat. Turns out that Vilamoura isn't alone. Since 2025, at least 4 other tankers have exploded, all with links to Russian terminals. And the Vilamoura made stop in Ustluga and the CPC terminal near Novorossiysk to load up on so-called Kazakh-origin oil. Now, which we all know is just for the name of Kazakh, but in reality, it is the Russian oil. The CPC handles 80% of Kazakhstan's oil exports, but the pipeline is deep in Russian territory. So when that oil gets loaded, it gets murky. Labels are one thing, reality is another. And when it comes to shipping, reality is also flexible, by the way. Even the Ukraine's military intelligence HUR is busy outing these shadowing deals. Just recently, they tracked a Russian Aframax class tanker, uninsured and clearly playing in the grey zone, transferred oil near Greece and Cyprus. HUR has a whole list of these shadow tankers, 159 of them with 55 captains playing the game. So what's going on here is more than few shady boats. Greece might be turning a blind eye and Russia is loving it. Uninsured ships offloading at Greek ports, untraceable oil disappearing into EU market, and no one really held accountable. So was the Vilamoura explosion staged to cover its trail? Who knows? But once that oil hits the Greek shores, it's probably gone for good, slipped quietly into the European bloodstream. The West has tried to tighten the screws. The EU's 17 sanction package in May hit nearly 200 vessels. The US Treasury blacklisted over 180 tankers. Still, Russia's oil is flowing. The shadow fleet sails on. And then there's Trump. Since returning to the Oval Office, he hasn't slapped any new sanctions on Russia. Now that leaves Ukraine and its allies doing heavy lifting while Kremlin counts its cash. So Greece is once again playing its own game. It is turning a blind eye, playing both sides. Maybe just helping an old friend in Moscow. Whatever it is, this latest tanker tale adds fuel to the fire, literally. So for Ukraine and the West, the mission is clear: plug the loopholes. Because as long as oil keeps moving through these grey channels, Russia's war machine stays alive and kicking. In today's world, oil isn't just energy, it is a weapon. And Greece might be helping reload it for its benefits. And EU can't do anything about it.